Yo, what up, everybody? You are watching New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports. We are live here on a Tuesday afternoon, late in September, and we have a bunch of Knicks news and rumors to break down. The Knicks, they did hire a new general manager. He's already pretty much been the general manager of this team for well over a year now, but we will break that down. We've got an injury update on Julius Randle from Tom Thibodeau. We'll get into that. Also, we have some reports on Immanuel Quickley, if a deal will get done or not before the contract extension deadline. Also, the Knicks have traded Trevor Keels. Yes, the Knicks have traded Trevor Keels. We got a bunch of things to talk about on today's show. As I don't know why I'm like jumping over here a little bit, but my man Seeps, what up, brother?
What
up?
How you doing?
Hanging out here late on a Tuesday afternoon, getting ready for the NBA season. We're like 14 days away from Knicks training camp opening up. It is time to lock it in. It's time to buckle up because Seeps, Knicks basketball's back.
Yeah, we're almost entering the greatest time, in my opinion, in the sports calendar is like November. Because like college basketball gets going on pretty much the week of Thanksgiving is one of my favorite weeks. It's college basketball, hockey, basketball. Every sport's ready to go, and the NFL is pretty much going to be 10 weeks in by then? Like, I'm pumped.
Let's go. Let's get a real one roll call down in the chat as everybody starts to click on that push notification. We went live a little bit early on today's show. We were ready to rock and roll, so we decided to get it going. My man Crim's dad was in the chat. Rusty and Diana. My man Nope. My Knicks Now, Giants Now subscribers hanging out. Ty Clemens. A real one. Emmanuel said, let's get this trade done. What trade? What trade are we trying to get done? Let me know. Nope says, where are the people? Emmanuel, I've been good, my brother. I've been good. Nope says, Knicks basketball is the best basketball. I don't disagree with that. Kirk Nelson says, what up, fellas? What up? If you haven't yet, we would appreciate it if you did hit that thumbs up icon. The easiest way to support the show is just tapping the thumbs up icon. Oh, man, Knicks Galaxy down in the chat. Big shouts out to Knicks Galaxy.
Knicks Galaxy.
He's rich now. Knicks Galaxy is rich.
He's loaded.
He is loaded. I'm glad that worked out that way. I wanted it to go to someone that always supports the channel, and you do, my man. So congratulations, brother. Congrats. My man Nope says I'm hanging out with y'all. That makes you a real one, my man. That makes you a real one. So I want to ask this question. I saw this going around on Twitter. This comes from the Strickland account. Good account. You can follow them over on Twitter. But they put all of the Knicks jerseys in somewhat of a collage since ESPN has taken over the jersey creators. So I wanted to ask y'all, of all of these jerseys, which one is your favorite for the New York Knicks? I didn't mind the Knicks jerseys this year, Seeps. I've always thought a black jersey could be cool. I wasn't the biggest fan of the black jersey this year. I didn't really like the navy one either. I really like the one that Immanuel Quickley is wearing on the top right, that blue one, the statement jersey. I think that one is super fresh and super clean. I also like the one that Evan Fournier is wearing. I wouldn't mind if the Fournier one is the classic. They got the statement and the classic in the city. I would like to see the one Fournier is wearing as well as the one Quickley is wearing back in the rotation.
I don't hate the one Kemba's wearing.
Kemba Walker, the black and orange with just New York. I like that as well. Or even
the Josh Hart one, bottom row.
The navy blue, Josh Hart. I don't mind it. I didn't hate the navy blues. I just like that blue that Quickley's wearing. That piece pops.
Yeah.
I like the blue. I don't mind the one Kristaps Porzingis is wearing. It's not my favorite. I think the one Jarrett Jack is wearing is kind of trash.
Oh, that one's hideous.
I think the one R.J. Barrett is wearing is okay at best. I don't really like the one that Elfrid Payton is wearing. I don't mind the one Kemba's wearing. I do like the one Fournier wears. I kind of like the one Hart is wearing. I don't really like the one Mitchell Robinson's wearing.
I was just going to ask you. I feel like that one's all right. I feel like the classic, I don't know, probably the classic whites might be my favorite, the one with Brunson's on.
Yeah, the top two on the left are here to stay. That blue one is always going to be the Knicks away jersey, some sort of that. That home jersey is always going to look like that. But they're going to have two alternates this year, and I wouldn't mind if it's that classic one that Fournier's wearing and then the top right one, the statement one. I like both of those. Brunson
I feel like they could have a better all black.
A better all black, agreed.
Yeah.
I didn't like the black this year with the big orange and then the orange and blue stripes down the side. I like the Kemba black better than the Mitchell Robinson black one.
100, yeah, me too. But like something like that Kemba black, I feel like would look cool.
Agreed. Got some real ones piling in. What up, Jay Liv? What up, Ty? What up, Charles Pommels Jr.? Sorry about your Broncos, my man. I know you're. You know what sucks? CPJ was at the game.
Dude, I was gonna ask.
I don't even want to call that a game, but.
Dude, I mean, you go see your favorite team. Like, what is that like, CPJ? Like, that's brutal.
And I think he was there with his homies that were Dolphins fans.
Dude, like, what's worse? Your team gets by 50 or they give up 70 points? Like,
I'll tell you what, it's not fun watching your team lose 40-0. That's for sure. My man Nope says, "What up, Jay Liv?" Peter Wynn is in the Jay says Payne. What up, Peter Wynn? What up? What up? What up? Lowell B in the chat as well. He says bottom left. Do we like the one Alfred Payne is where? I like the idea of New York never sleeps, but I just think like
there's too much colors around the. Like, you got a blue and orange. I don't know. I feel like the Knicks tried to get too cute with their kind of alternates.
That's why I like the simple one Fournier's wearing. It kind of resembles just a classic Knicks jersey, and the ones Quickley's wearing, that bright blue but more white New York and white number instead of orange compared to what it looks like. But we'll see. Once we get word on what jerseys the Knicks are going to be wearing this year, we'll keep you guys in the loop on that. Before we dive any further into the show, though, I got to tell you guys about an awesome new sponsor we have, and that is Prize Picks. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS. That is prizepicks.com/CLNS, and use the promo code CLNS, and they're going to match your first deposit of up to $100. Prize Picks is daily fantasy sports made easy. Prize Picks is the largest independently owned daily fantasy sports platform in North America, and it is the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. It's just you versus the numbers. Instead of battling versus thousands of other players, including pros and sharks, you just select two or more players, pick more or less on their projected stats, and place your entry. You can already insert some lineups and start playing and getting ready for the season this upcoming year. They have already their stat projections for Brunson, Randle, and RJ Barrett. All you do is select more or less. They have Brunson averaging 24.4. Do you think it's going to be more or less than that? Julius Randle, 24.3, and RJ Barrett, 19.7. I honestly did all of them. I selected more on all of those. Maybe I'm being a homer. I think it's going to pay off, and I think I'm going to be feeling good about myself in a couple of months. Get hooked up with Prize Picks. They are the best. That's prizepicks.com/CLNS. They're going to be sponsoring the show for a while, and the easiest way to support the show is support the sponsor. I love it. I know Seeps loves it. You guys are going to love it as well. Shout out to them.
Yeah, no, get hooked up. They're sweet.
prizepicks.com/CLNS and use code CLNS for a first deposit match of up to $100. I want to ask this question, Seeps. How many games are the Knicks going to win this season? How many games did the Knicks win this season? They won 47 last year. Brunson didn't play the final 5 games. Julius Randle didn't play the final 5 games. My man Michael Drake's in the chat. Peter Wynn sending a $10 super chat. We'll get to that in a little bit. CPJ says he's lucky I was under the influence. LOL. Ty Clemens says, come on, chat room. Let's get those likes up for our guys. I appreciate you, Ty. We got over 60 people watching. If you haven't yet, hit that thumbs up icon. The easiest way is just hit that little thumbs up icon. We're going to get more Knicks fans in here. Julian Alexander thinks the Knicks are going to win 52 games. Nope thinks they're going to win 52 games. JJ 48. Jay Liv says 81, then changed it to 51. Ty Clemens says 53. CPJ 51. And then Michael Drake 55. My man Peter Wynn says, let's go Knicks. Let's go Knicks Now by Chat Sports. My man Peter Wynn is the definition of a real one. Peter, I hope you're enjoying the off season, my man. I am ready for the Knicks watch parties to be back where we can be hanging out a bunch of times a week. Those were good times, man. Those were good times. Peter, thank you for always supporting the show. We'll do this. If someone sends in a $50 super chat, I'm going to do,
No, how about this? Somebody sends in a 50. Our Celtics today host and producer, what are we going to make him do?
If
Because
someone
he
sends
he just comes in the studio right now, starts yapping.
Smitty,
What do we do?
hop on the screen,
What do we do?
Smitty.
Get him up here.
Actually wearing Knicks, sort of Knicks colors.
You're a
Guys, boo
closet
this
Knicks
man.
fan. Welcome in, Smitty, our resident New Yorker here at Chat Sports. Not a Knicks fan. He is a Boston Celtics fan. And he's going to be doing Boston Celtics coverage for us. He comes in the studio and says 1 month. 1 month. Yeah, well, I'm going to beat you on October 9th. I don't got to wait till the regular season.
Classic Knicks fan, flexing the preseason.
Yeah, keep flexing your second place finishes year after year.
Better than 8.
Yeah, congrats, man. Congrats. If someone sends a $50 super chat, I'm going to beer shotgun race Smitty. I'm beer shotgun racing Smitty. If someone sends in 100, he's doing a boot.
Oh,
If someone sends in 100,
Michael Henderson.
he's doing a boot. As Michael Henderson is coming in.
This
with
is
a
the bat signal right now. He's sending out the Rich Rob bat signal for the 50.
Where is he?
Where
Where is he? Michael Henderson says, where is Rich Rob for that 50 spot? We've got plenty of people that have sent in 50 before.
Listen, we don't need to go to Jordan.
Yeah, we don't always have to throw it to Jordan because we have Kobe on this team. We got LeBron. We got a prime Patrick Ewing. We got a whole bunch of studs out here. Charles Palmo says, how does it feel to get disappointed every season, Smitty? Celtics fans are the worst. They try to talk down on other teams, but the thing is, they have been irrelevant since that Big Three left that team.
It just bothers me because they act like they've been a blue blood franchise since 2000. They got
just-
1 ring.
1 ring. 1 more than the Knicks.
That's it.
They
Only
have
one
one more ring than the Knicks. Since Larry Bird retired, the Celtics have 1 more ring than the Knicks.
Think about that.
And they're just puffing through. How about that second place finish in the Eastern Conference? We're so big and bad. We got Brad Stevens.
We got Brett.
Frickin' losers. Frickin' losers. Michael, we appreciate the $10 super chat, my man. Nope says the Knicks don't have a ring. They've got 2. They've got 2, my man. They've got 2. CPJ says, wait, hold on. Has Smitty ever seen the Celtics win a chip? No.
He was like 2 years old.
He wasn't even a fan, he said. He didn't even watch every game in the finals when KG got it done for him. They had to go recruit the big ticket in Ray Allen. So CPJ F. Smitty is 100% correct. Sherwin, what up, Sherwin? He says, Immanuel Quickley have shot less than 40% from the field for most of his NBA career. He had a very good second half of last season. He was good all of last season, except for the playoffs. He was good all of last season. Also, that was just his 3rd season in the NBA. So to say has shot less than 40% of the field for most of his NBA career is technically true, but it's only been a 3-year career. And as a guy that was picked in the late 20 seats, it's usually about that 3rd and 4th year where they start to hit their stride.
Yeah, and I feel like Quickley's kind of outplayed his draft value 100%.
Yeah, he's about to get paid $100 million. Sherwin, though, I
love IQ.
He loves to hate, except on Julius Randle. I think he told me Randle was once a top 10 defender in the NBA. Yeah.
I can promise you that is not true.
Quickly averaged 7.2 points in the first half of the season, Sherwin. Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that?
Are you sure about that?
Are you sure about that? Do you
Sherwin.
believe Sherwin? Type Y for yes, type N for no.
Sherwin, if you're coming with those facts like that, they better be facts. He says 100%. He's doubling down. First 41 games.
First 41 games of the season. He's saying Quickly averaged what?
7.2 points, 2.1 rebounds, 1.7 assists.
Not true. It's quite literally not true.
Sherwin, are you spreading fake news around
Is
here?
Sherwin spreading fake news? Because I'm looking at Immanuel Quickley's first 41 games of the season, and he shot better than 41%, and he averaged more than 12 points per game. Sherwin, are you spreading fake news here on YouTube?
Sherwin.
Do we need to flag you for fake news, Sherwin?
No.
Come on.
If you're coming with the heat, at least make sure it's right.
Come on, dog. You can't be lying. Are you lying about those Julius Randle stats, too?
Because listen, Marsh and I, we trust you guys. You guys can say something in the chat. We'll trust y'all. But Sherwin, you just lost the trust.
Because I just looked it up. The first 41 games this season, Immanuel Quickley averaged 12.2 points per game, 4 rebounds, 3.3 assists, shot 41% from the field.
He's quiet now.
Has Sherwin left the building?
He says StatMuse has all the stats.
Yeah, so does this site called basketballreference.com. Not sure if you've ever heard of it. It's a really nifty site for looking up stats.
Yeah.
I actually was able to find out his average for the first half of the season through that site. I can give you a tutorial later, Sherwin, to teach you how you can find those stats.
Come on,
I'm
Sherwin.
all cool with people having their takes, but if you're lying, you're getting fried. You lying, we're frying. Because that's, come on, dude, don't lie. Now I don't believe any of the stats you say about Julius Randle. I can't believe any of the stats that you say.
Jeez.
Come on, Sherwin. Come on, Sherdog.
I thought you were our boy.
Come on, Sherwin. It's fake news.
I thought we were dogs, Sherwin.
CPJ says I'm ready to roast. He already got roasted. Look, I like Sherwin. I love the positive energy he brings to Randle. And I'm actually going to tell you guys in a little bit I'm rooting for Randle this year.
Listen, he just can't be doing that.
This man said he averaged 7 points in the first.
You can't be 5 points off.
Come on, Sherdog. Come on,
Do
bro.
you think he's embarrassed now?
He's a grown-ass man. He better not be embarrassed. He just lied.
Oh!
Peter win! Bang!
No way!
Peter win!
Get
$100 super chat!
I'm going to go get him.
Peter win! Peter win! I'll match Smitty with a beer shotgun if you want to bring one in for me. I'll do a beer shotgun. We're going to make Smitty do the boot because it's F Smitty. Everybody type Peter in the chat. Show my man Peter win. Show him some love. Show him some love. Nope said the sink is still as good as ever. Are me and Seeps in step on that? Do we got it down? Shout out to Nope for showing Peter some love. Shout out to Julian Alexander, Michael Drake, Julio. You guys are the best. When someone super chats, I want to start a new thing this year. Everyone in the chat start typing their name. When someone super chats, especially a freaking $100 super chat, you type their name in the chat. We're giving you shout outs for people that do. Kirk Nelson says, give him a red hat. I don't know what you mean by that. This is a sports channel. Nope says you are in sync. What if I told you me and Seeps grew up together and we were in a boy band until we graduated high school? Would you believe it? Shout out to Mark Twain showing Peter some love. If someone, nope, tall ask here, but I'll do this. If someone matches Peter wins $100 super chat, I will also do a beer boot and I will race Smitty and I promise I will beat him. Smitty's trying to get out of it? Oh my God, Smitty, hell no. F Smitty, he's not getting out of this one. CPJ's dropping the eye emoji. Oh shit. I said if someone sends in a $100 super chat, I'm beer boot racing Smitty. And I promise I'm going to beat him. I promise.
CPJ, I haven't seen an eyeball emoji come in a chat in a minute. Those were hot. Those were hot during the season. Those were hot. The block was hot.
If someone matches,
Dude,
I'll
sorry.
dust him. Rodriguez! Bang!
All right.
Rodriguez!
I'll say it right now. 50, we're doing a three-way.
If someone sends in a 50, Seeps is doing a three-way.
We're doing a three-way.
CPJ!
Let's go. get 2 more boots.
CPJ, Rob Rodriguez, Peter Wynn. Let's go! Holy shit!
For 2 minutes to go fill this boot, we just start getting.
Yeah, because you challenged the Knicks Nation real ones.
I appreciate the real one. I love it. I love to see this energy.
F. Smitty. F. Smitty.
Just wait, bro.
You want to hear a crazy stat?
What's that?
The Celtics have one more championship than the Knicks since Larry Bird retired.
What? Yeah. That makes sense, right?
That's something to be really proud about, dude.
They
That's something to be real. Give me some dap, dude.
won more
You should be proud of that.
than the Knicks since Larry Bird retired. That's
They won one more championship.
Oh, yes, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Sounds good, doesn't
How
it?
many championships the Knicks won since Larry Bird got drafted?
0.
Yeah, it's a big fat 0.
But like I said, one championship for the Celtics in how many years? 30?
It'll be 30 years, yeah.
Oh.
30 years.
Y'all are you know who y'all kind of remind me of? Another sport. Y'all are like, what's a team that was once really, really good and then went on 30 years of just being like decently good, but not what they used to be? Yeah, y'all are kind of like the Dallas Cowboys. Y'all are kind of like the Dallas Cowboys.
Our own New York Yankees.
Honestly, y'all are kind of like the New York Yankees. Honestly, yeah, you are. CPJ says, Smitty, you haven't even seen them win a championship.
I have.
How many games did you watch in that series?
Big fat
0.
0. I was
Oh
playing
my
Pokemon
God.
cards.
Oh my God. Sammy Brown. Can we get an F Boston, Sam Brown? Just in general. Just say it for me right now. F Boston! F Boston! Let's go! Let's go! 3-way boot race. This kid stinks. This kid. Everybody type F Smitty in the chat. F Smitty in the
I
chat.
love being the villain. I love being the villain.
F Smitty in the chat. Barefoot, you look thirsty over there, Barefoot. If we get a $50 super chat, Barefoot's going to join us with a beer, bong, or shotgun of her choice. Oh, wow. I like that. I like that.
Respect. Celtics.
Set your price, Allie. Set your price.
I don't feel good, so
If you don't feel good, don't do it. All righty. Allie Barefoot, our third Knicks fan here in office, actually, says if we get a $100 super chat, she's going to join us. And it's going to be a 4-way on-screen chugging. That's all I do. All I do is clarify. All I do is clarify. Peter Wynn says, LOL. Nope says someone will do it. Will Allie Barefoot join us on the stream today? CPJ, yeah, baby. We'll do a 30-second shot clock. Allie, 3-way chugging on screen. That's what I meant, and that's what I said. I'm pretty sure that's what I said. We'll put a little 30-second timer on there. If not, I'm about to smoke frickin' Smitty. What did you drink? This is Bud Light for you?
You wish it was.
I will say this. When I interviewed Smitty, he had a Bud Light on his dresser, and that is not a lie. I have a screenshot. All righty. I think we just take it. Do the little 3-way on screen. I'm always down for a good 4-way on screen, but I think a 3-way is what's going to have to happen today. All righty. Cheers. Cheers. Shout out to CPJ, Rob Rodriguez, and Peter Wynn. You guys are the best. That's definitely Bud Light. We got the happy dads. Let's have a day. All right, Allie, can we get a countdown?
3, 2, 1. Chug, 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 chug.
Oh, shit.
You go record my video.
Oh.
They are not going to be
They are not going to be happy with us.
embarrassing.
Oh, man, I let them down. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed.
I would like to say I'm sorry to everybody.
I will also like to say I am sorry as well.
Are we washed?
Are we washed up? Are we washed up? Formula says Denver Nuggets trash the Miami Clowns, laugh my ass off. Ain't that the dude who wore the shirt? Not sure what that means. I'm not sure what that means. We might be washed up. We might be washed up. I let everybody down. I'm going to do so much work this offseason to make sure that doesn't happen again. I'm going to do so much work this offseason to make sure that doesn't happen again, Seeps. I'm disappointed. I let you guys down. I left my family down.
Listen, I'm just sorry. I put it all out there.
I will say, Smitty's been working on that throat strength all off season long.
He puts in a lot of work with his throat, so like it does make sense that. Listen, we're just gonna have to hop in the lab.
Oh man, that's brutal. David, we appreciate the super chat. Says love the 15-minute video because it's more talk about the Knicks instead of beer talk. Hey, you know what? There's different flavors for everybody, my man. Different flavors for everybody. Thing is, we're about to talk about the Knicks for an hour.
Yeah.
We
got a lot of content.
I'm sorry that doesn't work out for you. I'm sorry. I wish we could do better. But you know what? At the end of the day, can't be scared.
Hey, yo, that was crazy.
Dude, he told me this offseason that was a place he wanted to struggle. Seeps, I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick, Seeps.
So Marsh is just gonna say that and leave me, huh? That's incredible. It's incredible.
Oh man, David, I'm sorry, David. I'm sorry. Terrence Myers says we're awesome. Shout out to Terrence Myers.
Terrence thinks we're cool.
David, not so much.
Yeah, David didn't like that.
We so let them down.
I know.
I'm embarrassed.
Dude, I'm sorry, guys.
I'm embarrassed.
I don't even know. Like, I feel like I'm giving a press conference after a big time loss.
That throat has been active this offseason.
Holy shit. Oh, are we back? I feel good. I feel good. God, I forget boot. 3 beers down like that. It'll get you going, man. It'll get you going. Yeah, Marsh and I looked like Julius Randle in the playoffs right there. We looked like Jamarcus Russell in his prime. Jeez. Sherwin, it's all good. It's all good. Stat Muse may be on the hot seat then. But guys, if you guys want to help me out right now, I'm going to ask all of you guys to ask a question using hashtag Knicks. For I don't have to go looking for questions during our mailbag. I would really, really appreciate it. So if you guys could ask me a question, ask Marsh a question, we're going to answer them in probably about 40 minutes or so. So I'd appreciate it if y'all could get those questions in there. Santos in the chat saying, Marshall, get over it. Oh, went away. It went away. Yeah, that was not a good look for Marsh and I. Not a good look. Riz in the chat saying real ones only over here. Yeah, we're going to get into some Knicks talk here in a second. Actually, a good amount of news came out around the team, which we'll get into. But yeah, use hashtag Knicks. He's fresh out.
What do you mean he's fresh out?
He's fresh out of college.
Oh, I thought you meant something else.
Smitty.
Look, are we surprised the Boston Celtics fan has a strong fan?
Yeah, all right.
Are we actually surprised?
Did we even want to win the boot race?
I'm not gonna lie.
Well, Carl just said he's still not over it.
I'm not gonna lie. That was like one of the fastest boots I've ever done.
Really?
I thought we were crushing.
Dude, I thought I was doing a great job.
Making big speed, and I just kept on hearing out of my left leg that throat working for Smitty. My bad, guys. That's on me.
Yeah.
That's on me. Look,
Listen, I'd rather lose September 26th compared to in March. That's when we'll win.
I promise you this. When we play them in the first game of the preseason, I will be better. I will be better.
Are you going to guarantee a victory right now?
No. Because I don't think I deserve even to have a guarantee. I'm going to let my play do the talking.
All right.
I'm going to let my play do the talking.
Yeah. Hey, opening night, Celtics. Smitty will be here.
Smitty will be here. That's on me. That's on me. Alrighty, we're about to dive into a bunch of stuff Knicks related. No more beer talk, so apologize if that's what people are tired of hearing about. But at the end of the day, look, that's what we do. We have fun, we inform, we entertain, and we like to party a little bit. CPJ, bro, nobody's got to know that I did that, dog. CPJ's the type of guy that will quickly throw his teammate under the bus. He'll be like this.
Us, dude.
CPJ is quick to throw his teammate under the bus.
100%.
Damn, CPJ, I thought we were homies. That's crazy.
CPJ is probably going to bring up that one mistake we made on the draft lottery.
Exactly, yeah. Let me guess.
Yeah.
We messed up the draft lottery too, CPJ?
You guys make a big deal about that. It's one little mistake.
Oh, my God. That's on us.
It's on us.
As David comes back with another $1 super chat. David, beer talk's over. We're about to jump into some real hoops. Appreciate you supporting the channel, and we do actually appreciate the constructive criticism. I'm not actually serious, but at the end of the day, our live shows are a chance for us, myself, and Patrick Seatman to really just hang out with you guys.
Yeah.
Like, you can only have so much fun within a small 15-minute video.
Yeah.
But I like to inform, entertain, and interact with the audience. That's one thing I know that Knicks Now does better than any other Knicks YouTube channel out there, is the interaction between myself, Seeps, and you guys.
I mean, we actually got relationships with dudes like CPJ
Seriously.
and stuff in the chat. So
It's a little bit different. Our eyes are always on the chat.
CPJ saying he's got that recording. No, you don't.
Whoa, bro.
Look at him outing us again,
This
dude.
is crazy, CPJ.
This guy's unbelievable. This guy's unbelievable. He probably doesn't even think we weren't testing him or something.
That's on me. Look, I'm man enough to admit it's my fault.
That is still the funniest moment in Knicks Now history. Is that draft lottery night?
Nope says we got to have that Giants Now mentality.
I don't know if you want that mentality.
My man Julian Alexander says facts, #1 channel for the Knicks community. Julian, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. If you haven't yet, hit that thumbs up icon. It'd mean a lot to us. We got 80 people watching, less than 50 likes. Math ain't mathin'. It's kind of pissing me off a little bit. So let's change that. But let's dive into it. The latest news and rumors surrounding your New York Knicks. Coming up on today's video, we got a bunch to talk about. A lot of news and rumors are surrounding this ball club. We're going to start with a Julius Randle injury update from Tom Thibodeau. Tib spoke to the media, and he let us know where Randle is at following that offseason ankle surgery. Also, Fred Katz of The Athletic put out an article and really gave us all of the juice and latest details when it comes to Immanuel Quickley and his possible contract extension. And also, the New York Knicks, they finally hired a general manager. They moved on from Scott Perry earlier this year. They have filled that role. We already know who it is if you don't stay tuned. And also, the New York Knicks have traded Trevor Keels. We're going to dive into all that coming up around the corner. But we are 13 days away from Knicks Celtics preseason game #1. If you are excited for the preseason to get started and ready for our Knicks watch parties to be back, I need you to hit that thumbs up icon right now. You are watching Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I am Marshall Green. Let's dive into it. Julius Randle is expected to be 100% and ready to go for Knicks training camp following the ankle surgery he had this offseason after he hurt his ankle leading up to the NBA playoffs. Tom Thibodeau actually sat down with NBA.com and said this about Randle and his recovery. Quote, "Just steady progress. He's had a very good offseason. He'll be fresh and ready to go." If that's not the most Tom Thibodeau quote of all time, I don't know what is. This is great news, though, in all reality, for the New York Knicks. Whether you want to blame Randle on the lack of success he had in the playoffs due to that ankle injury or the fact he's just not a PTPer, not a primetime player, you could choose whichever reason you want. But the fact is, he was hurt, and that had a direct reflection on his game and really his production. Was his defensive energy lousy? Yes. Am I using his ankle injury as an excuse for his defensive intensity? No. That needs to be better. But I understand, as a guy that was once an NAIA athlete, the bottom of the barrel, injuries affect your ability to produce, and especially an ankle injury in an NBA playoff game. Randle was not 100%, but it sounds like he will be ready to go once Knicks training camp opens up next week. We've actually seen videos of Randle training so far this offseason. He has been working with Knicks assistant coach Johnny Bryant. There was actually a video that went viral where Randle is filming Johnny Bryant, and he was like, "Yo, Bryant, he needs to be in jail for the workouts that he's putting us through," which tells me Randle, like always, is going to be in top physical condition and shape once the season gets kick-started. That's what really has separated him from the pack the last couple of years. The Knicks need Randle to be great again this season because that's what he was last year. 25 and 10, 5 assists, shot better than 43% from the field, around league average from downtown. Randle was really good in the regular season last year. And if the Knicks want to get back to being a top 5 seed in the Eastern Conference, Randle's got to do it again. I will say this about Julius. I think everybody knows that I am very critical of him because I believe he's one of the most talented basketball players in this league. But I am officially planting my flag right here. I am rooting for Julius Randle this year. Somehow, he has officially become the most underrated player in the National Basketball Association. All of these outlets across the interwebs are putting out their list of top players in the NBA. And Randle is always outside the top 50, which doesn't make sense to me. The math doesn't math. How can you be a 2-time All-NBA selection by the media members who are putting these lists together and you don't make the top 50? You're always going to be better served if you can carry a team to the playoffs than not carry a team to the playoffs. I say all this to say this. It was cool when I used to hate on Julius Randle and when Seeps used to hate on Julius Randle and you and all your Knicks friends. That was fine when we used to hate on Julius Randle. But I'm not cool with the rest of the NBA and the disrespect that they continue to show to Randle. It's like that one friend you have. All your homies in your circle clown him. Can't dress, has dirty sneaks, and he can't pull anything. But when your other friend group starts making fun of that friend, it ain't cool. And I'm at that point with Randle. It's fine if we disrespect him, but I'm not going to let anyone disrespect him outside of this organization. I am riding with number 30 this year. And if you are riding with number 30 this year, type number 30, Julius Randle's jersey number, down in the comments section. He has to be better in the playoffs, no doubt about it. He's the biggest X factor on this team. But I'm riding with him, and I've got his back this year because I am tired of the disrespect that he is receiving in the NBA. Type his jersey number 30 down below. Story number 2 on today's show. Time is ticking when it comes to an Immanuel Quickley contract extension. The Knicks have until October 23rd to sign Quickley to a long-term deal. If they do not get that done, Quickley is going to enter free agency next year with a restricted status, which means he can go out and negotiate with other teams. If he agrees to an offer sheet, the Knicks have X amount of days to match it. Fred Katz, though, of The Athletic, said this in a recent write-up. Based on conversations I've had with people in the know, there is optimism that a deal will get done with Immanuel Quickley before the season gets underway. And the Knicks, they need to get this done. Look, Immanuel Quickley is one of the best players on this basketball team, and he is a huge part of the Knicks' success. The reason the Knicks were able to be so good last year was because he was an elite 6-man. We know how special he was. Even if Sherwin wants to tell me a lie that he averaged 7 points in the first 41 games, which is not accurate, we know Quickley was special. And we know that he got better as the season went on. But the thing that I thought Quickley brought best to this team was not just someone that could score off the bench. It was one, someone that fits really well next to the best player on this team, Jalen Brunson, and two, his lineup versatility and his ability to be productive in the starting lineup. Grimes goes down, Quickley goes in the starting lineup. Brunson goes down, Quickley goes in the starting lineup. RJ Barrett goes down, Quickley goes in the starting lineup. He was able to solve all of the injury needs for the Knicks in that starting lineup when it comes to positions from 1 to 3. There's also a report out there that Immanuel Quickley wants $20 million per year. I have heard that he's looking for a deal around 5 years, $100 million. Bleacher Report actually put out an article predicting how much Immanuel Quickley is going to get paid. We'll give you that prediction coming up in a second. But first, I got to tell you about my new favorite sponsor here on Knicks Now, and that is Prize Picks. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS, and they're going to match your initial deposit of up to $100. Prize Picks is daily fantasy sports made easy. Prize Picks is the largest independently owned daily fantasy sports platform in North America, and it is the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. It's just you against the numbers. Instead of battling versus thousands of other players, including pros and sharks, you just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projected stats, and you place your entry. Prize Picks is the most fun I've had, winning up to 25 times my money this football season, and I can't wait to use it during the NBA. I love the quick withdrawals, easy gameplay, and an enormous selection of players and stat types are what makes Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. So this is what it looks like. It's going to show you a whole bunch of players with a whole bunch of projected stat lines. You simply select more or less. You can actually place lineups now for future NBA season totals. Here are the points per game that Prize Picks has selected for 3 players on the New York Knicks. Daily fantasy made easy. Pick 2+ players, and all you do is select more or less. I love it. You love it. Producer Seeps loves it as well. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. That's PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Use that promo code as well to get your initial deposit matched of up to $100. All right, so Bleacher Report predicted how much Immanuel Quickley is going to potentially get on that contract extension from the New York Knicks, and this is what they had. They said the closest comp that they could make was when Derek White signed a $15.7 million starting salary a couple of years ago with the San Antonio Spurs. That was 13.95% of the salary cap, which now is $19.8 million. So they think Quickley is going to sign a deal where the first year he's going to be paid about $20 million, which would come out to about 4 years, $84 million or so. And I'm perfectly fine with Quickley getting paid that much. But on the flip side, I'm also perfectly fine with letting Immanuel Quickley test restricted free agency. Let him go see what his value is. Because when someone is restricted, the team that has the rights to that player holds all the power. I can let Quickley go negotiate with the San Antonio Spurs or the Boston Celtics or whatever. And they come back and they tell me, hey, I'm going to go sign a 4-year, $100 million deal with Team X. The Knicks then have final decision and final say-so to find out if they want to keep that player. And I don't think that's a bad space to operate in. Would like an extension to get done, but I do think that waiting for restricted free agency could make some sense. What do you think the Knicks should do with Immanuel Quickley? Should they trade him? Should they let him enter restricted free agency? Or should they give him an extension? Type T for trade, RFA for restricted free agency. Or if you think they should extend him before the season starts, type E. I'm cool with these 2 options. I'm not trying to trade my guy. All right, some more news bits to close out the show. The Knicks have finally named Gerson Rosas as the general manager for the New York Knicks. The Knicks hired him back in the 2022 spring. He has been a decision maker for the Knicks for a while. The Knicks did move on from Scott Perry a couple of months ago, but even though Rosas has been acting as the general manager for months, at this point, it has finally been made official. He has been named the general manager of the New York Knicks. Woj broke the news saying ESPN sources, the Knicks promoted Gerson Rosas to senior VP of basketball operations. Rosas, who had been a team consultant for the past year, will be among organization's elder decision makers now. He was previously the Timberwolves president, Mavericks GM, and a Rockets executive. So it's Rosas, Leon Rose, Worldwide Wes, and Tom Thibodeau making the calls for the New York Knicks. This was expected for a while. He's actually not the general manager exactly, but that's the role is going to be. He did join the Knicks back in February of 2022 after being fired by the Timberwolves for conduct detrimental to the organization. I don't really know the exact details on that, so I'm not going to expand about that. But Rosas was the lead negotiator for the New York Knicks in the Donovan Mitchell trade talks dating back to last summer with the Utah Jazz. I'll say this. The Knicks didn't overpay, and he still may be a Knick in a couple of years. So I think Rosas, although we all wanted Mitchell here, myself included, may have made the right decisions and let that saga play out the way it did. What if he's a Knick in a couple of years and he didn't have to pay 5 first-round picks? It's a good move by Rosas. Let's close with this. Trevor Keels has been traded by the New York Knicks to the Iowa Wolverines, the G League affiliate with the Minnesota Timberwolves. He was the 2022 second-round pick for the New York Knicks. They have traded the G League rights. Westchester Knicks on Twitter broke the news saying the Westchester Knicks acquire the returning player rights to Matt Lewis and a 2024 first-round pick from the Iowa Wolves in exchange for the returning player rights to Trevor Keels. This is a first-round pick in the 2024 NBA G League draft, not the NBA draft, so I don't want that to be misconstrued. It's kind of a sad day, in my opinion, because he's the last draft pick the New York Knicks have made. They didn't make a pick in 2023, and at some point, you can't ignore the draft forever. I mean, yes, you have Brunson and Barrett and Robinson and Grimes and Randle, and you drafted Grimes, and you drafted Robinson, and you drafted Barrett, and you drafted Quickley. You drafted Jericho Sims. We didn't draft Brunson. You didn't draft Randle. You didn't draft Dante DiVincenzo. You didn't draft Josh Hart. You don't have anyone on this team from the 2023 NBA draft. You don't have anybody on this team from the 2022 NBA draft. Can you continue to operate a franchise without adding players to the NBA draft? That's something we will definitely find out about Leon Rose in this front office, especially with Rosas now being a head decision maker alongside Rose and Worldwide Wesley. We are 13 days away, though, from Knicks basketball being back. October 9th is around the corner, and we're going to be live on the channel. Knicks Celtics preseason game number 1. If you're hyped for the season, hit that thumbs up icon right now. And remember, you can also give me a follow over on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. I'm tweeting about the Knicks all day, every day. I want to follow some Knicks real ones back. So give me a follow, and let's go Knicks. Woo! My stomach is full as hell from that boot. Jesus. Julian Alexander says, elder decision makers, LMAO. What is... It is quite the phrase to use that, Julian. 100% agree. That is quite the phrase. It's not the way I wrote it. It's the way that they wrote it. Let me know, though, what should the Knicks do with Immanuel Quickley? Everybody that answers this right now, I'm going to be giving you a shout-out. Should they trade him? Should they let him enter restricted free agency? Or should they give him an extension? Let me know what you think. I am cool with either one of these two options, but I don't I'm going to be happy if the Knicks extend Quickley because I think he's a great player. I think he's just scratching the surface of the type of guy he can be. I know how important he is to this roster, but at the end of the day, I'm never going to be mad at an organization for letting a player enter restricted free agency, seeing what his value is out there across the league. It eliminates an overpay, and you pay the right price. But on the flip side, you could also face a Jeremy Lin situation like the Knicks faced, when was that? So many blue moons ago where the Rockets gave that poison pill contract to Jeremy Lin. I'd say extension, but I don't think it's not going to be bad if the Knicks let Immanuel Quickley enter restricted free agency. The thing, if you do that, is he goes out and has another killer season. His price may go up more than what it is right now. That's really the only bad side to that. But I wouldn't mind making Immanuel Quickley prove it again that he could be a top 6 man in this league. And I still somewhat think that if the Knicks do make a trade, he's unfortunately going to be involved. We do have a mailbag to get to coming up in about 15, 20 minutes or so. If you want to be featured on our mailbag, just ask a question using hashtag Knicks down in the comment section or super chat. My man Johnson Yu is in the building. What up, JU? Says, would you do $25 million per year? Is it like $25 million or I don't get him? Then yeah, I would do it because you could still trade him. You can't lose him for nothing, man. And that's not going to happen. There's like a 5% chance of that, which that may even be high. There might be a 1% chance. Are you giving Quickley 5 years, $125 million?
Yeah.
I think I am too. Because I think in 4 years, that could be looked at as a steal with the new TV deals, the new cap numbers. What if Immanuel Quickley continues to get better? He's only been in the league 3 years.
The only thing is, what if, like, with the Fred VanVleet situation, what if something like that happens where a desperate team like the Rockets are like, you know what? I'm going to throw him $30 million a year.
Yeah, you could run into that.
Just I could see like a bad team because like don't you have to fill up 80% of the cap?
Yeah, it's like you got to fill up 80 or 85% of the cap.
Like what if a team tanking? They're just like, you know what? He's a free agent. He can be our young point guard. We'll give him a bag right now. That's the risk you run. I still think he gets dealt. I still think they don't extend him and he gets traded this year. That's my prediction.
If they do extend him, they can't trade him for 6 months, and then 6 months carries over past the NBA trade deadline. So if they extend him, the soonest they could trade him is in the offseason of 2024. So I think Seeps is onto something here. If they don't extend him, yeah, trade rumors are going to heat up about Immanuel Quickley. And I think that may be the reason they haven't extended him yet, because they do want to. We talked about it. Ian Begley reported it. We talked about it on the show. The Knicks are expected to heavily pursue an in-season trade for a star. And Quickley may be your best chip to do that.
Definitely. Because he's got more value than RJ.
I think he does. I honestly don't even think it's relatively close.
Yeah, I don't think it's either. And QG's probably got a little more.
So, therefore, if they don't extend Quickley...
So if they don't extend Quickley, percentage out of 100.
50%, I think they traded. I think it's 50-50.
Ooh.
Johnson Yu says, I'm going to drop a super chat bomber on opening night live stream. That's scary.
That is.
I don't know what that means, but that's scary. My man Rob Rod dropped 200 today. Peter Wynn 100. CPJ 100.
The juice is
back. The juice is back on the channel. Last 3 live streams have kind of went crazy. Last 3 live streams have been crazy, and it's been September. They better make another run this season, dude. Those playoff watch parties were so freaking fun, man. That was the most fun I've ever had watching the Knicks.
That Cavs series.
Game 1 versus the Cavs, I think was the most fun I had doing a watch party.
That was during the NFL draft, right? Like that was right in the same. Because remember,
right around it.
Game 6 would have been like us having to work.
I just remember the Josh Hart step back.
Yeah.
Josh Hart step back 3, and he's limping, Josh Hart. Fucking love that dude.
Yeah,
I love that dude. Benjamin Dover says, when is the first game? First game preseason is October 9th. I think the first regular season game is like October 25th or something like that. October 26th.
That stream, Johnson, that was the Donovan Mitchell, Jalen Brunson when they went back and forth, because I was kicked off Knicks for like 2 months.
Was that game 1 or the regular season game?
The regular season
game. Oh, yeah.
Game
Brunson had like 48, Mitchell had like 39.
And that was when we were battling Raiders in Michigan.
Yeah, that stream was electric.
That was crazy.
That was when Peter went. Everyone went crazy.
Everybody did.
Everyone went crazy. Everyone.
That was the game when we went out after.
Yeah, I was blacked out. Oh, Nope says, I'll be happy Christmas Day. A full day with Marsh on 2 different channels. Yeah, it'll be fun. Wish I could be with the fam, but you know what? Duty calls. I'm going to have a fun Christmas watching my Knicks and my Giants get fucking pummeled by the Eagles.
No way that's the Christmas. Christmas.
Like, why would they do? What did I do wrong in a past life to have to watch the Giants get dominated by the Eagles on freaking Christmas?
That's actually the game. Oh,
The Grinch is going to steal Christmas this year,
jeez.
and I think the Knicks play the Bucks. That could be double L's.
That could be double blowout L's.
Christmas is going to be
brutal.
rough. Christmas is going to be rough.
Yeah. It's not gonna. No Christmas for Marsh and I this year.
None. CPJ says, what do you think about the Dame news? Is it smoke or real? Just want to know your thoughts. Does he get traded before opening night? I say yes. And I think it's to the Raptors. I think he's a Raptor, dude. If they're giving you OG Anunoby, why would you ever even consider Jaime Jaquez?
Do the Raptors want to do that?
They freaking better because OG ain't re-signing in the offseason. He already changed agents to CAA. He might be a Knick. It's not via trade.
I'm starting to lean no.
Lean no?
Yeah.
Like you think he plays game 1 with the Blazers?
I don't know if he plays, but I bet you he's on that team. I'll tell you what, they're not sending him to Miami.
Damian Lillard is not playing for the Heat.
I think that's almost.
And that's good enough for Christmas for me. That's good enough for Christmas for me, CPJ.
If Dame does go to Miami, I'll be pissed.
JJ's right. Dame to Portland, or he echoes what I'm saying. I don't know if it's technically right, but Dame to Portland makes sense for both teams. Portland needs wings, which is what Toronto has to offer. CPJ says, why would you say that? Say what exactly? Why I think he's going to the Raptors? Why do I think that? Because I think that the best player they can get at a trade right now is OG Anunoby.
You could go OG, Grady Dick, and 2 or 3 firsts, and it gets it done instantly.
Yeah, agreed.
Then you go Dame, Siakam, Scotty Barnes.
Why do I think he doesn't play for the Heat? Because everything I have heard, the Blazers don't want to trade him to the Heat. And the Heat aren't willing to give up all their assets. Like, the deal would have been done. It would have been done already. What more are the Heat going to offer at this point?
That's true. Nobody wants Jaime Jaquez and
No one wants freaking Jaime
Jovic
Jaquez,
and
Jovic, that bloated-ass Kyle Lowry contract, and those sorry-ass picks that the Heat have to offer.
Yeah.
Their package stinks.
And they're just hoping a third team gets in and can take Hero and send them.
Yeah, they don't even want Hero. The Blazers don't want Hero. Johnson, you says Lowry is expiring. So is Evan Fournier. Ain't nobody calling for him.
And with all the guards they have in Portland, Lowry's not touching the floor.
Yeah.
He might get bought out.
Dame and Simons for Siakam and OG.
Nah, they ain't doing that.
I think it's just Dame for OG, a young player, and picks. It's a pretty damn good return for a player that doesn't want to be there and he's 34 years old.
Just getting OG is a great return.
Yeah.
Pair OG up with Scoot and Shade and Sharp. Dude, that's going to be one of the most athletic 1-2-3 combos.
If your starting lineup is Scoot, Shaden Sharp, OG, Jeremy Grant, and you either have Nurkic or there's rumors that they may trade for Ayton, like that's a team that could, like in 2 years, compete in the West, in my opinion.
Jeremy Grant, too.
Yeah, Jeremy Grant at the 4. And you still have you still have the, there's another shooter that they have.
Gary Trent?
They would still have Simons coming off the bench.
Simons.
That's who I was thinking of. Simons coming off the bench.
Yeah, Dame with Siakam and Barnes. That's
a good team in the East,
Jakob
man.
Poeltl, too.
Jakob Poeltl, Dame, Siakam, Barnes, who's a bum in my opinion, just because he shit-talked Quentin Grimes. He's actually a good player. All righty, let's go to this segment right here. This is from a couple of days ago, but I haven't been able to share my opinion on it. Zach Lowe of ESPN, who I think is probably their most intelligent basketball guy.
I wonder why.
Seriously, though, who at ESPN has better takes than Zach Lowe? Who? Name them. I'd love to hear it. Is it the only one that might be better is Bobby Marks.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Bobby Marks.
Yeah.
Who said that the Knicks could win the finals. Definitely not Richard Jefferson.
It's not Richard Jefferson.
Is it Stephen A?
It's not Stephen A.
Is it Malika Andrews?
Give me Malika.
Malika don't know ball. She's bad as shit, but she don't know ball.
That's a good point.
Stephen A. LOL. Exactly.
Stephen A.
Like,
stinks.
I'm not even talking about what he said today. Seriously, though, I do think Zach Lowe is the best NBA take artist they have.
Yeah.
Because he watches ball. He actually watches ball. Damn sure ain't Perkins.
Of course.
All my man is doing is talking about wings all the time. Johnson Yu says, how you feel about Dame with... I think Dame and Grady would be a good duo.
I think Dame and Grady would be a
Dame
great...
and Grady would be a good duo.
Holy fuck, Johnson. You.
Dame and Grady would be a good duo. They would
Dame with...
they would be
though.
hitting it from deep.
He would be hit.
They'd be hitting it from deep. And like, how awesome would it be to see Dame cry about a trade and they ship him out of the country?
That'd be sick.
Popovich style with Kawhi Leonard.
Dude, like, what if Dame goes to Toronto and he requests a trade to Miami?
You think
Toronto's gonna...
Masai Ujiri's
No,
doing
they're
that?
gonna say, you can sit here.
Sit here or we're not going to pay you. You're going to miss games, we don't pay you.
Honestly, my dream, though...
If you wanted a no trade clause, you should have got it in your contract.
It's true.
You just signed a 5-year, $280 million deal.
He is... I have lost so much respect for him as a player, as a person. Like,
Dame Lillard wants to talk about how Kevin Durant, what he did was lame, leaving the Warriors. Bruh, you're forcing a team to one trade. Don't act like you're doing some noble thing. The Heat have been to the finals 2 times in 4 years, and they just went to the finals.
yeah.
Like, he acts like he's joining some sorry-ass team.
And I get it, the KD thing. It's annoying, but, like...
You're doing the same
It's-
exact thing almost.
Same thing.
Is KD doing it to a stronger degree? Yes. But you're literally...
But that's also just because KD's better than Dame.
And he was a free agent.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Dame's a little...
I'm growing sour on Dame. He used to be one of my favorite players in the league. He's kind of a douche.
He's a douche.
And his bars suck. He can't rap. He can't rap for shit.
Oh, my God. The Heat would be my most hated
If
team.
the
Oh
Heat
my
get
God, I
Dame,
would root for
oh
them.
my God,
I
I'm
would-
going to hate
they're-
the Heat
I
so
would
much.
root for injuries for the Heat.
I know. That's crazy.
I'm not
That's
so
crazy.
serious.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Like, let's just tweak that ankle right before the
Oh,
playoffs.
chill. That's crazy. All righty, let's see what ESPN's best analyst, Zach Lowe, had to say about the New York Knicks. Zach Lowe of ESPN thinks the New York Knicks can make the Eastern Conference Finals. Can they? I'm going to give you my take on this as you're watching Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. Appreciate everybody for stopping in. If you haven't yet, subscribe and turn your notifications on. Free Knicks videos every day, and we go live for almost every game day on the channel. Look, I'm just going to say this. Whether it's because of this quote, which it's not, Zach Lowe knows ball. Zach Lowe knows ball. I think he's the best ball knower of anybody at ESPN. Better than Perkins, better than Stephen A., better than sorry-ass Tim Legler. Maybe J.J. Redick is up there as well, but Zach Lowe is one of the most professional workers that covers the NBA for ESPN, and he said this about the Knicks. They won a playoff series last season. They demolished the Cleveland Cavaliers. They competed hard against Miami in the second round. I 100% agree with Zach Lowe, and I'm at this point. I'm tired of the disrespect that the New York Knicks continue to get in the national media. If any other team in the NBA did what the Knicks did last year, first year of a true retooling and rebuild, beat a team on the road handily in 5 games like the Cleveland Cavaliers, and they did it with the youngest playoff rotation of the teams that made it to the second round of the playoffs, everybody would be talking about, oh, the Knicks are really good. They're really young. They're going to get better. They're a prime spot for a star. They're a team I'm leading on in the Eastern Conference. But because it's the Knicks, everyone wants to hate on. Look at this tweet from my guy, IQ for 3. Tag, give him a follow. Really good account. The average age in rotation among second-round playoff teams this past year, the Knicks were the youngest. They also took the Eastern Conference final winner to 6 games. And they did it without Julius Randle playing. They did it without Immanuel Quickley. And they did it where they hurt Jalen Brunson, who cooked them for 90 points in back-to-back closeout games. It's ridiculous, the hate they get. I'm right there with Zach Lowe. I think this team can make a run. Do you? Can the Knicks make the Eastern Conference Finals this year? Can the Knicks make the Eastern Conference Finals this year? I want to hear from you. Type Y for yes, type N for no. It's going to be the pinned comment on today's video. So you're about to get hit with a YouTube ad break. And when you do, let the ad play, scroll on down, and let me know, can the Knicks make the Eastern Conference Finals? I think it is safe to say the top of the East has somewhat fallen off a little bit. There's just a lot of turmoil across the top of the East. And I thought Zach Lowe, best reporter on ESPN once again, said this: if I'm a Knicks optimist, which I am, Philadelphia, they're a mess. Milwaukee, they're facing some pressure. Boston, they got to reinvent themselves around Kristaps Porzingis, Tingus Pinkus, some injury-prone guys. Miami, they still don't have Dame Lillard. They got Heat culture, Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo, but don't have Damian Lillard yet. Why can't we wake up in May and the New York Knicks are in the conference finals? Maybe not the finals. That might be a little bit too much. But why not go to the conference finals? This is a good, deep team and well coached. They're going to grind defensively. I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more with Mr. Zach Lowe. The East is wide open. I'm not afraid of the Sixers. I'm not afraid of the Pee-wee Cleveland Cavaliers, who we just bodied in Quicken Loans Arena, made easy work in 5 games. Easy work. That's what Jalen Brunson had when he faced up against Darius Garland. The East is wide open. I'm going to tell you in a second how the New York Knicks can go to the Eastern Conference Finals. But first, I got to let you guys in on a secret. If you go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and you use the promo code CLNS, PrizePicks is going to match your initial deposit of up to $100. So if you put in $100 in your account at prizepicks.com/CLNS, use the promo code CLNS, they're going to give you $100 for free. Take advantage of the deal before it does expire. PrizePicks is daily fantasy sports made easy. PrizePicks is the largest independently owned daily fantasy sports platform in North America, and it is the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. It's just you against the numbers. Instead of battling versus thousands of other players, including pros and sharks, you just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projected stats, and you place your entry. PrizePicks is the most fun I've had, winning up to 25 times my money this NFL season, and I can't wait to do it once the NBA gets rolling. Quick withdrawals, easy gameplay, and an enormous selection of players and stat types are what makes PrizePicks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. I've been playing PrizePicks recently, and I have no idea why I waited so long. PrizePicks offers weekly promotions that can lead to big payouts like Taco Tuesday. Each Tuesday, PrizePicks discounts select players' projections up to 25% to provide even more value. PrizePicks now offers Apple Pay for quick and easy deposits into your account this football and NBA season. So this is all it is. PrizePicks, they set a stat total, and you literally just choose more or you choose less. You could do in between 2 and 6 players. The more players you include, the higher your payout is going to be. Get hooked up with PrizePicks. Do it at prizepicks.com/CLNS. I thought what Zach Lowe said here was extremely accurate. If the Knicks want to make the Eastern Conference Finals, they need a certain player to stand up and step up and be a better player than he ever has been. He said this: the big obstacle for them in the playoffs, assuming they get back, is Julius Randle has to play better. He's 34% from the field in his career for the playoffs. He's been there twice. He shot poorly both times. That's the next level for him and them. But the NBA Finals, that's a little too much. But he does think they can make the Eastern Conference Finals. And the way they can do that is Julius Randle needs to be much better than he has been in the 13 games that he has played for the New York Knicks in the playoffs. Because, to be blunt, he's been bad. He's been awful, and he's been the Achilles heel on why the Knicks have not been able to get to a conference finals since, 2000? At least since he came a part of this team. When you look at what Randle has done, or the lack of what he's done, it's 17-10, which looks good, but he has more turnovers per game than assists per game, and he shoots 34% from the field and 27% from downtown. What's crazy is, though, Randle, when it comes to 2 of the last 3 seasons, is, in my opinion, a top 25 player in the NBA. And I think that's reflected in the fact that he's made 2 All-NBA teams in 2 of the last 3 years. The dude's going to get you 25 and 10 in the regular season. Sometimes he'll get you 4 assists. Sometimes he'll get you 6 assists. We saw him shoot more threes than he ever has in his NBA career this past year, and he knocked it down at 34%. Solid percentage. I believe those percentages go up. Has he been bad in the playoffs? Absolutely. Nobody's going to give him any pass for that. Maybe you can say his ankle injury is the reason why, and that's more of a reason than an excuse, but at the end of the day, he has to be better. I'll say this, and I'll stand on it. If regular season Julius Randle shows up in the playoffs, the Knicks can win the Eastern Conference, not just get to the Eastern Conference Finals. If you have Julius Randle averaging 25, 10, and 5 on 45% from the field and 36% from downtown, he can do it. And if he can do that and Brunson does what he does in the playoffs, the Knicks can win the Eastern Conference. I really do believe that. I think you'd have one of the best duos in the NBA. We saw Brunson absolutely cook the Miami Heat, the best defense in the East last year, the best coach in the East last year, and arguably the NBA. The dude averaged 31, 6, and 6 against the Heat. He averaged 24, 5, and 5, 24, 5, and 4, against the Cavs, and he was lights out. He was doing it on a hurt ankle. If you pair that Jalen Brunson with a regular season Randle in the playoffs, that team, they can win the East, in my opinion. The teams that I think that the Knicks would have to get through the East are these, and these are the concerns that I have with those teams. Knicks versus Bucks, my biggest concern is size. The Milwaukee Bucks are one of the biggest teams in the NBA with Brook Lopez, Giannis, as well as Bobby Portis. And the Knicks right now are somewhat of a smaller team with Josh Hart coming off the bench at the 4. So my only concern, or the biggest concern, I would say, against the Bucks is their sheer size and the fact that they have Giannis, who, when healthy, is an unstoppable player. When it comes to the Heat, the thing that I'm most worried about is Eric Spoelstra, just because I think he is a much better coach than Tom Thibodeau, and I think that his schemes in the playoffs are a little bit better. I think it's fair to say Tibbs got out-coached by Eric Spoelstra, which isn't a bad thing. Spoelstra may be the best in the NBA. If the Heat get Dame, though, I am a little bit worried about that team because Dame, Jimmy, and Bam, maybe the best trio in this league. The Celtics, the concern I have with them for the Knicks is their wing scoring between Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Do the Knicks have a couple of good wing defenders? Yes, Josh Hart, but he's 6'4". RJ Barrett's not really a good wing defender. Dante DiVincenzo is, but he's 6'4". When you're playing up against a guy like Jason Tatum, who's 6'10", and Jaylen Brown, who's 6'6", the lack of a true 6'8", 6'9" wing defender that the Knicks don't have is what my concern is against the Boston Celtics. I'm really not worried about the Philadelphia 76ers, but if I did have a worry against them, it would be Joel Embiid and the ability for him to get the Knicks in foul trouble. We've seen that in some regular season games. Mitchell Robinson hasn't been able to do that great of a job versus Joel Embiid. Isaiah Hartenstein, that's asking a lot of him. And Jericho Sims is still a young buck learning the league. I think the Sixers, my biggest concern is how Embiid can get the Knicks in foul trouble. So for the Bucks, it's size. For the Heat, it's coaching and potentially getting Dame. The Celtics, it's stopping Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. For the 76ers, it's Joel Embiid. What team in the East scares you the most, though? What team in the East scares you the most? I would say it's the Bucks, just because of Giannis. I do like what Mitchell Robinson did versus Giannis last year in the regular season. I think it may be tough to ask him to do that for 7 games, and then you're susceptible to being beat on the glass because they're still going to have Brook Lopez out there. They can even put Lopez as well as Portis and Giannis out there as once. So I'll ask you, what team in the East scares you the most? Give me a team down in the comment section right now. Remember, you can also give me a follow over on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. I'm trying to up my Twitter game. I want more Knicks fans to give me a follow. I want to follow some Knicks fans back. So give me a follow, and if you DM me Eastern Conference Finals after you give me a follow, I'll give you a follow back. What is that?
It's that Stu right there.
I thought it was behind us.
Oh, no. It's right there.
What is that?
It's Chase.
Oh.
Oh. Yeah, definitely the Bucks. I don't think it's close.
Is it out of line to say if regular season Randle shows up in the playoffs, the Knicks can win the East? Because I truly do believe that. Like, I'm not trying to be a homer. I'm not trying to just be a Knicks fan. Like, I legitimately think if you get a efficient and productive Randle, the Knicks are one of the scariest teams in the East.
And I could talk myself in the Knicks beating every single team in a playoff series except for the Bucks right now.
Yeah. And who's to say they don't make another great trade at the deadline?
Yeah. The Knicks just need to add size.
They need a 6'8" wing.
Or else you're not beating Milwaukee.
And
That sucks, but that's the reality.
Yeah.
Just dude, they would just bang the Knicks. Oh, like a long 7-game series, like.
No, that's kind of where I sit with it.
Celtics, I wouldn't really.
And I don't love the matchup of Brunson versus Drew Holiday.
No. Yeah.
Holiday is a good matchup for them.
Holiday would make them work.
Yeah.
On both sides, like Holiday's very underrated offensively too.
And like
But
they
also-
tried out a lineup of Holiday, Middleton, Giannis, Portis, and Lopez. They're bigger than you at every single position.
And they could run 4 out, 1 in.
Yeah.
Like they could put Portis in a corner, Lopez top of key, Holiday and Holiday and Middleton on the wings. Bucks are going to be a wagon this year, just because they're also pissed off. They're a hungry team.
Do they feel the pressure though of Giannis pretty much saying if we don't win, I'm out? That you feel that as a player on that team?
I think you probably feel it more in the front office. Like I don't think like guys like Middleton and Drew are like, oh, I got to play well or else Giannis is gone. Like I think it's more of just like.
That's fair.
I think it's more of like, let me take advantage of this opportunity that I have him still here.
Kind of just toxic energy, though. You're hearing Giannis consistently talk about how he may want to go play somewhere else.
It is weird because
it sounds like he's kind of doubting them.
Yeah.
Like if you're Middleton or Holiday, do you like look at him a little bit and be like, bro, I'm an NBA champion.
We want to.
I'm a reason you got a chip too.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't just you. Middleton was the closer on that team in the fourth quarter in the playoffs.
Yeah.
My pick to win the East is the Bucks, and I know that's chalk as hell, but I just think the story writes itself. I can hear Malika Andrews now saying the Milwaukee Bucks, after losing as a number 1 seed, have come back. They've used that as fuel, and they're in the NBA Finals playing them Denver Nuggets.
And then it's like Giannis, Jokic, who's the best player in the world?
Yeah. So that's where I stand on that. But I will continue to say, if you get R.J. Barrett versus the Heat, you get and I know it's a lot of ifs. But, like, if Brunson's good again, which he is going to be, I'm going to never doubt Jalen Brunson at the playoffs. You get R.J. Barrett from Game 3 versus the Cavs to Game 5 against the Heat, and you get a productive Julius Randle and Immanuel Quickley. Who's to say that team can't go to the Eastern Conference Finals? Who's to say?
Yeah.
People that don't know ball.
It's just also why that regular season matters so much. Because let's just say you do assume Bucks do get that 1 seed and Knicks are in that 4 or 5. If you get Milwaukee in the second round coming off a sweep against the 8 seed, like, that's tough. But let's just say you get Boston coming in. I don't know. Boston doesn't.
I think the Knicks match up fairly well against Boston. My concern would be the lack of defending wings that can match up with Tatum and Brown. But
yeah, but I would say QG, Josh Hart, and DiVincenzo, they'll bang with them. Like it won't be as much of a mismatch as Milwaukee's size, I think.
Agreed. All righty, we're gonna close out the show with a mailbag. If you want to be featured, hashtag Knicks or Super Chat. How are the questions looking, Seeps? Are we low?
We're very low.
So no mailbag.
They actually don't want to do a mailbag.
Do y'all want to do a mailbag today? If you do, I need you to ask a question. Hashtag Knicks for me. Hashtag Knicks or Super Chat. At this point, just drop your questions and use hashtag Knicks. Come on. Nope says, I saw like 20 questions. Oh, are you lying? Are you pulling a Sherwin? Sherwin didn't come back after I called him out for lying.
What did he say?
Sherwin didn't come back after we called him out for lying.
Yeah, he said he looked it up. He said you were right.
I know I'm right. Why would I lie? Why did he lie, more importantly?
Well, I think he actually got it from Stat News. And they got it wrong. Stat News on the hot seat. Are these pulling?
Oh, Lord. Is that what it is?
I'm scared to toggle. All right, nope. Just asked one in hashtag Knicks. Let me see how long this takes.
If you could, we'd appreciate it if you dropped a question in the comment section. Just include hashtag Knicks. That way producer Patrick Seatman can put it up on the show. Get on the show. Super chat like nope. I think we may be having some technical difficulties.
It's like some are pulling, some aren't.
Yeah, that's crazy. if you remove the filter.
That's a good point. Let's do that.
I'm just curious if it'll let you go all the way to the top. I don't think we've had 999 comments today.
No.
Are we back?
I think we'll be good.
Think we'll be good? William Burton. What up, my man? William Burton. Didn't he drop $50 super chat last week?
He did.
William
Yeah,
Burton
he did.
popped his super chat cherry, sent in a $50 super chat. William, we appreciate it. He got his question in. He didn't quite understand the hashtag Knicks in there, but I think we're going to take care of him today.
William, I got you.
William, thank you for being a real
William,
one.
I actually like that question so much. We're going to open with it.
BX banging, New York repping. Coming in with a question. We appreciate it.
Fofos, I'm tipping.
Fofos, I'm tipping. All right, let's do it. If you want to guarantee your spot on the show, go ahead and use hash. If you want to guarantee a spot, super chat. If not, you're leaving it up to the chance of Patrick Seatman to choose your question. All right, let's get into it. Yo, what up, everybody? We got a mailbag coming up for all of the real ones. We're going to just answer questions from Knicks Now subscribers. So if your question didn't get on the show, your fault. It's your fault. So change it. Hit that sub button right now. We're getting closer and closer to 30,000 subs on the channel. I really want you to be a part of it when we get there. So subscribe, turn notifications on, because Knicks basketball is back. First question coming in from a real one. My man, William Burton. What up, Brody? Do you think the OB trade will come back to haunt us? Haunt us in what way? In the sense that he becomes a primetime player and is the reason the Indiana Pacers become better than the Knicks in the East? Yeah, that would be worst case scenario, right? You know what? I am a little bit scared of that, William, because I think he could not have gone to a more perfect team. The Indiana Pacers play at one of the fastest paces in the NBA, and that's where OB thrives. He thrives in transition. I'm just kind of over it, man. I'm just kind of over the OB stuff. Like, it didn't work out here. He was never going to be a starter as long as Julius Randle was here. Him and Tom Thibodeau didn't have a good relationship. And clearly no one was willing to pay more than 2 second-round picks. Do I think the Knicks could have kept OB and let him rock this year? Yeah, but then you run the chance of him leaving an NBA free agency. Was it probably handled poorly? Yeah, I think that's more than fair. Does it come back to haunt us? Let's hope no. But yeah, I could see him helping out the Indiana Pacers and making them a better team. Long-winded answer. I'm praying to God it doesn't, though, William. I'm praying to God it doesn't, because seeing him on the Pacers already gets me freaking sick. And if he helps the Pacers beat the Knicks in the playoffs, I'm going to be hurt. William, thank you, Brody. Rumple Foreskin, our resident Cav fan. What up, Brody? What do you think is the most realistic trade target the Knicks go after this year? Oh, man, that's pretty fitting coming from a Cav fan. Honestly, I think it's Donovan Mitchell, man. I really do. I don't think that we are getting any further away from Donovan Mitchell being a Knick. It was reported by Brian Windhorst that Donovan Mitchell is not expected to sign a contract extension with the Cleveland Cavaliers this offseason. And if the Cavs get wind that Mitchell is not going to re-sign, I think they're going to look to trade him. And I think it's been pretty clear that he wants to be a Knick. Other realistic trade partners or trade targets, I think you got Donovan Mitchell. I think you still got Zach LaVine. I know people want to bring up the Rich Paul stuff. I don't think that matters. I don't. I think Joel Embiid. Am I missing anyone? Embiid, Mitchell. I think Paul George is possible. I think that ship may have sailed. Mitchell, LaVine, and Embiid, I would say, are probably the top three. Because if the Bulls start off the season, let's say they're at a month away from the trade deadline and they're not making a push, I think they're moving on from it. Those would be the three that I'm going to keep my eye on the closest. How many games do you think the Knicks are going to win this year? I want to hear from you guys down in the comment section. How many games will the Knicks win this year? Last year they won 47. Their projected over-under right now in Vegas is 43.5. Put a number on it. Put a stamp on it. How many games will the Knicks win this year? Steven Vargas, what's going on, man? Brunson is going to be an all-star this year. If he's not, I don't know what the problem is, because I already think that Brunson should have been an all-star last year over DeMar DeRozan, over Tyrese Halliburton. Yeah, I think Brunson might arguably be the best point guard in the Eastern Conference. For sure, a top 3 point guard in the Eastern Conference. No debate there. Yeah, I think Brunson will earn his first all-star nod this year. And if Randle plays like he did last year, he's going to be an all-star. And it'll be the first time the Knicks had 2 all-stars since when? That'll be the trivia question on today's show. Whoever gets it right, I'm going to give you a shout-out on our next live show next Tuesday. We'll get to more questions coming up from subscribers in a second. But I need you guys to get hooked up with our proud sponsor, Prize Picks. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS. Use the promo code CLNS. They're going to match your initial deposit of up to $100. Instead of battling versus thousands of other players, including pros and sharks, you just select 2 or more players. You pick more or less on their projected stats, and you place your entry. Daily fantasy sports made easy. That's what Prize Picks has done, as they are the largest independently owned daily fantasy sports platform in North America. I've been playing Prize Picks recently. I have no idea why I waited so long. I love using it during the NFL season. I can't wait to use it during the NBA season. So this is what it looks like when you're putting your lineup together. Prize Picks is going to throw out a stat line for certain players. So for instance, in this one, these are season-long projected stats. They have Jalen Brunson at 24.4 points per game, Julius Randle at 24.3, and RJ Barrett at 19.7. All you do is you select more or you select less, and then you submit your entry, and you let the players play. Daily fantasy sports made easy. Pick 2+ players, you choose more or less, and you can win money. Easy and exciting daily fantasy. PrizePicks.com/CLNS. Promo code CLNS to get that first-time deposit match of up to $100. The Dope Few coming in with a $2 super chat. Bro, I appreciate the love, my man. Jumpman Sims getting more minutes this season. Jericho Sims. It's a good question. That's a good question. I think the Knicks have the best third center in the NBA, and Jericho Sims. I'm a big fan of his. He honestly reminds me of like a... this is going to sound crazy, but like a Dollar General version of Dwight Howard. Extremely athletic. We've seen what he can do protecting the rim. We know he can throw down alley-oops, and we know that he can block shots. What I do like about him is he has a nice little sneaky soft touch around the rim. Look, Mitchell Robinson has had an injury of being injured. And if he's injured, you're immediately going to see Jericho Sims in the games. We saw Jericho Sims start games last year when Mitchell Robinson got hurt, and they still had Hartenstein coming off as the first bench big. We also saw when Obi Toppin got hurt, the Dope Few, last season. The Knicks used Jericho Sims and Isaiah Hartenstein as their backup 5 and 4. Rumors are suggesting, and from what I've heard from people I trust, that they are going to use Josh Hart as that backup power forward. But I would not be shocked if maybe they're playing a big team like the Milwaukee Bucks, that you see some Jericho Sims minutes get played. I don't have a problem if he plays more minutes, but I still think he is the third-string center on this team, my man, behind Hartenstein and Mitchell Robinson. Double A, Alan Halford. What up, brother? How long will fake Knicks fan Stephen A. go from jocking the Warriors to the Lakers? HD actually is rooting for the Heat to go to Dame. He is. He's not a Knicks fan. He's not a Knicks fan. He's not. I can't talk about him. I can't. I respect him. I think he's one of the most talented people in this business. But I don't think his takes are good, and he is he's Skip Bayless. Like Skip Bayless is with the Cowboys, Stephen A. Smith is with the Knicks. If you're only here when they're good, which he is, you're not a Knicks fan. Stephen A. Smith is not a Knicks fan. Nope, my man says Jalen Brunson MVP season. I don't think that Brunson is going to be an MVP. I just don't think that he stuffs the stat sheet enough. I mean, look at the past couple of MVP winners. Joel Embiid, 33 points per game, double-digit rebounds. Jokic, near triple-double 2-time. Russell Westbrook, triple-double. James Harden was the scoring leader. I do think he is going to be an All-NBA player this year, though. I think Jalen Brunson is going to be an All-NBA point guard this year. I do think he'll win his first All-Star appearance, and I think he's going to prove once again he's the best point guard in the Eastern Conference. Special player. We are lucky to have him as a part of this team. BX banging, NY repping. What up, brother? Can you guys see IQ and Randle being packaged together for a good deal? Yeah, I can. Are you trading Quickley and Randle for Zion Williamson? I'm sure that's something that the New Orleans Pelicans would be interested in. Look, if Immanuel Quickley does not sign that contract extension prior to October 23rd, I think there's a good chance that he does end up getting traded. I do think there's a good chance. If he does sign that extension, the Knicks can't trade Immanuel Quickley till the offseason. So October 23rd, I think we will learn more about what the Knicks have planned coming up for the rest of the season. I don't know what it means. Randle did leave CAA. Wynn joined a new agency. His old agent at CAA left, and he went with that new agency. Then he tweeted out Instagram caption or something about had to trust his own. I don't know. Are the Knicks going to trade him? I don't know, but I do think this is Randle's last chance to show that he could be a productive player in the playoffs for the Knicks do try to move off from him. It's going to be an interesting season, my man. Very interesting. I want to do this. We used to do this on the shows all the time, and we haven't done it in a little while. So let's do this. I want you guys to name a random Knick. Someone that played for the Knicks that is totally random. Someone that if I said Baron Davis, you're like, what? Baron Davis played for the Knicks? That's crazy. Carmelo Anthony's not random. Patrick Ewing is not random. Clyde is not random. Like, give me a random Knick, like Lou Amundsen, Ron Baker. Random Knick. Give me one. These games are always fun. I love reading them in the comment section. Name a random Knick down in the comments. And remember, give me a follow over on Twitter. It's another place you can hear about Knicks news and rumors as well. I'm tweeting about the Knicks, tweeting about the NBA, the NFL all the time, and I love interacting with followers over there. I may even follow some of you guys back if you got a cool bio. Give me a follow at @MarshallGreen_. Mike Bibby, that's a random Knick. Jared Jeffries, Landry Fields, Steph Marbury, he ain't random. Random Knick. What about a guy like Emmanuel Mudiay? What about Cleanthony Early?
Jose Calderon.
Jose Calderon?
I don't know if he's random.
What about Pablo Prigioni?
That's a good one.
What about Rasheed Wallace? Ron Artest? What about J.R. Smith's brother? I don't even remember his name. Noah Vonleh. That is random. Lou Amundsen. That is random. J.R. Smith. Not random.
Like Iman's not random.
What about Cam Reddish? Is he considered a random Knick at this point?
A little bit, yeah, probably.
Cantor.
Cantor.
Shvi Mikhailuk.
Svi's a random Knick.
Enes Cantor is random. Chauncey Billups. Very random. Very good, Julian. Double A says Walt Bellamy.
Will like D Rose be considered a random Knick?
If he only did one stint, like Joakim Noah, I'm going to say is random.
Yeah.
Because he did one stint. But since he came back that second time, not really random. Taj?
Maybe.
Borderline.
As a bull and a Knick.
Chris Copeland, yes. Steve Novak. He was almost too good to be a random Knick.
Yeah.
To double check.
I love Novak.
What was his name? Michael Sweetney? I remember him. Rick Brunson, that's a good one. What about someone like, trying to think of one good one. Give me, what about Raymond Sessions?
That's a good one.
Random. What about Aaron Aflalo?
That's
random.
a really good name.
Andrea Bargnani, did someone say him? David Lee, he was an all-star. That ain't no random Knick.
Yeah.
When you say a random Knick, you're like, oh shit, he played for the Knicks. I kind of forgot. T-Mac, random. Penny Hardaway, random. Nate Robinson, too well known in my opinion. Like Nate Robinson, when you talk about Nate Robinson, he is a Knick.
He is a Knick.
He is a Knick. Even though he kind of went crazy for the Bulls in that one playoff
Dude,
game.
that was one of my
Who was that
favorite-
against? The Nets?
Yeah, the Nets. I remember that was on like a Sunday afternoon game. Oh, sweet.
Steve Francis? That's random. What about Buddy that the Knicks traded David Lee for from the Warriors, the big man, Anthony Randolph? Y'all remember him? Anthony Landry Fields, I guess
Yeah, I
he's
think
kind of
like,
random.
yeah, he's a Knick.
Anthony Randolph, that's Jason Kidd, that's a random Knick. Eddie Curry, Wilson Chandler. These are some good ones. Phil Jackson, William Burton. All righty, we are going to sign Ron Baker. That's a good one to end on. Ron Baker. All righty, great live show today. Thank you to everybody that tuned in. Thank you to everybody that super chat Ronnie Turioff. That's really good as well. I used to call him Rice-A-Roni Turioff because I loved Rice-A-Roni as a kid. All righty, we're going to sign off on today's show as my man Keith Turner is tuning in after we've already been live for an hour and 40 minutes. Keith, if you want to rewind and catch the stream, that's cool. Thanks for always stopping by, though, and showing support. Kyle O'Quinn. Webb, that's a good one.
That's a great one.
Kyle O'Quinn. McDice, Matumbo. Peace out, Sips. All righty. We'll see you later, guys. Love y'all. Much love.
Peace.